speaking of content, where should it sit on a website? So you guys have it, you have content on your blog, you have the podcast, you have Content Jam. Should it sit front and center? Should it be on a blog tab? Where should it sit?
Generally speaking, I think that we have two parts to our website. The content marketing for most businesses, like B2B services. We have the content marketing part of our website, like the blog, and those pages are optimized to convert visitors into subscribers. Then we have the sales part of our website, which is the products and services and programs, and those pages are optimized to convert visitors into leads.
Hey everyone, it is Jenny Dietrich back for another episode of the Spin Sucks Fireside Chat. Today I have a guest who, hands down, is one of the nicest people on the face of this earth. When you think of what a person should act like, all you have to do is think of Deirdre Breakenridge. She is the epitome of a morally sound human being, and I'm not exaggerating. I met Deirdre in 2009, right after, I think it was 2009, right, when Putting the Public Back in Public Relations was published?
Yes,
yeah?
I think that's when it was.
And then since then, you've gone on to publish several more books. Is it 4 or 5 now?
So I'm on number 6.
You're on number 6.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Well, you are the epitome of a morally sound human being. All right, so 5, 6, you're on number 6.
Number 6.
You're the host of Women Worldwide, which is a podcast about women, although you do have some men in there.
Yes, we've opened it up.
You're a lynda.com, what do you call it, trainer, author?
Yeah, now it's called a LinkedIn Learning Author.
LinkedIn
or
Learning
instructor.
Author. There you go. Okay, instructor works.
Yes.
I was like, coach, trainer, you come up with instructor, professor.
Right.
And of course you have your PR firm, which is crazy, right? Jeez. Pure Performance Communications.
Yes.
And you know what? I was actually on your website because I was pulling together some stuff for this. And I love that you say, we don't believe in not being able to see the forest for the trees. And I was like, I like that. I might steal that. So
you can.
Using it, you'll know where I got it.
I can use anything.
It's so fun to have you here. Yay.
Thank you. It's so great to be here.
You seriously are one of my favorite people. So we're gonna make
likewise.
we're gonna make you the favorite of all the Spin Sucks watchers, viewers. I'm having trouble with words today. Instructor.
It's 'cause it's Monday.
Viewers. All right. So book number 6, The Answers for Modern Communicators. It will be published next month.
Yeah. So beginning of October.
So tell us
They're
about
telling me the 3rd or the 4th, and I'm so excited. I feel like every book is a baby, and this one is twins.
Oh, geez.
It was incubating for a really long time.
Well, tell us about it.
So this book is providing practical answers. It's for students and professionals to all of their pressing communications and also career questions. And I actually started writing this book before my 3rd book, which was PR 2.0. So that was back in 2002 when I realized that there were so many questions people were asking me. So I was putting questions aside and creating answers. And then I wrote some of my other books and picked it up recently when I saw that, wow, there's a lot of questions, and I'm answering on Twitter and through LinkedIn, the in-messaging, and Facebook and Skype and
email
and everywhere.
Yep.
So I just took the most pressing questions and provided some answers, and then I brought in all my really cool marketing influencer friends like you to give their advice as well. And I think it's a different book for me because I also share a lot of personal stories and things that have happened throughout my career and life.
So how many questions do you think you answer in the book?
There are 156.
156?
I think it's 156.
Holy moly. And answers, do you have experts providing insight on all of them, or how did you split up? Split that up.
So what I did, a lot of them are me answering and giving
As
examples.
Because you're the author.
Thank you. And then I do have some, I even pulled in some of my women worldwide from those interviews.
Love it.
Some guests who gave some really good advice, and I would pull those answers into some of the questions. And then at the end of every chapter, I had 3 or 4 marketing influencers who they wouldn't answer questions. It would be more, what are your guiding principles?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you sticking by when it comes to either reputation or building relationships or measurement or mentoring? Because that's how I carved out the book. As I looked at all the questions, I said, okay, what bucket do these fall in the most?
Right.
And that's what it was. It was relationships. It was moving your content to the next level. It was socializing your brand, measurement, mentoring. And then there are all these other questions that didn't fall anywhere. And they were kind of just essential questions to being a modern communicator. And that became the first chapter of the book.
Okay. So that's sort of the miscellaneous.
Yeah. And I feel like even though, so I'm celebrating my 30th year in PR and marketing. And yes, wow. I can hardly believe it.
I don't.
Right? Like, where did the time go?
Wow.
So I've got a 22-year-old who is now in PR and digital communications. Like, what? I can't believe it. So I answer these questions, but it's almost, I'm not even saying that my answers are the right answers. This is it's a textbook too. Yeah. So it's going into the classroom, and it's an opportunity for teachers to turn to students and say, what's your answer? What would you have done? And you can take my answer and you can use that, and you can educate others with it, or you can come up with your own answer and educate others too.
Love it.
So a lot of different scenarios and things that happen.
So October 3rd or 4th, huh?
Yep.
All right. We're going to be getting a copy of that. All right. Thank you, by the way, for stepping in for me at Content Marketing World. How did it go?
It was wonderful. And thank you so much for the opportunity. We had a nice, it was a group of 25 or 30.
Good.
I did interactive exercises where they literally had to come up and write things and build things or dive into technology that they never experienced before with some partners that I brought to the table.
That's great.
Good time.
Huh. So what are some of the things you did?
So one of the first things we talked about, okay, so how does PR kind of integrate into content marketing? First thing, it's all about the brand, the story, the voice, right? Before you create any content, do you even know what people expect from you? So what I decided to do, I showed them this exercise that even on the fly, you can do it. You can analyze your own marketing messages from your website and pull it into like a text or a word cloud. Then you do quick surveys and you ask your customers or your employees, how do they feel about your brand? 3 words. And then you pull that into a cloud. So if you do it with your employees, you do it with your customers versus your own messages, you look at it and you say, oh my gosh, they're all different. So I said, guys, I have analyzed Content Marketing World's website. And these are the messages that they have put out. And I created a cloud. And then I said, now I all want you to come up and put 1, 2, or 3 words about your experience with Content Marketing World.
Cool.
And we're going to create our own cloud. And I said, now granted, our cloud is not going to be based on the size of the words because, the more you say a word, it gets bigger. But let's just look at all of our words in contrast to what they say. And it was like that big, wow, we're the customers who were there participating versus here's how they promote. And then we started building this little brand voice chart for them. It was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
And everybody
Did you share that with them?
You know what? They have the presentation.
That's true. Yeah. Fair. That's fair.
Right. So they could definitely see it. And a lot of people said, oh my gosh, that's so simple. I'm going to go back and we're just going to make sure that that's how we're coming across. And I said, you take that brand voice little chart, put it on your mugs, put it on your screensavers, put it on t-shirts, get everybody to understand that's what people expect from you when you communicate. And that's what you need to bring forth.
I love that.
Thanks. So that was one of the exercises.
That's awesome. I'm going to make my team do that.
Yeah, do it. It's a lot of fun.
I'm going to. So at Content Marketing World, I met a guy I think he's like VP of podcast relations or something, but he works at Libsyn. And he said to me, I thought it blew me away. He said, as he's trying to talk me into doing a podcast, it's 7,000 to 1 male to female podcasters, 7,000 men to every one female. And you've sort of broken the mold on that with Women Worldwide. Talk about your experience podcasting and what you've learned and all that.
Oh my gosh. So what you just said right there is one of the reasons that I wanted to podcast. I mean, there were a number of reasons. I did a lot of homework. I didn't even know the first thing about podcasting. I found a partner who knew something about it. But the statistic that I looked at was that I think it was at the end of 2013. It was a women's media center.
Mm-hmm.
That 13% of all the podcasts out there were women. And I thought, what?
Yeah.
And then look at, I know even the ratio of men and women in media today, it might be getting better, but it's still not there.
Yep.
So one of my reasons was, hey, this is such an opportunity for women to get out there, to have a voice and a platform. And that's what my show became, a platform for women who have a passion, have a voice, want to share their challenges and their success and educate others. And it was also at the same time that, did I tell you how I met Carol Todd?
No.
Her daughter had committed suicide. It was really a very, very sad story. At the time that I was researching podcasting, Carol Todd, I met her at like a Starbucks right in my area. And she shared the story of her daughter who was cyberbullied.
Oh.
And yeah, really, really sad. She ended up being cyberbullied online. It went into her school system, right? So she was bullied at school. She moved her a couple of times. It went with her.
Oh.
And this was a 16-year-old who did a 9-minute, a 9-minute video, YouTube video, just with flip cards, saying, one of the things that she said was, I feel like I don't have a voice. I don't have anyone to talk to. And it was just so heartbreaking that I thought, with all the cyberbullying and with that type of situation, women should be out there with a voice, with a platform. And there's lots of women who are struggling, and maybe you might just help somebody else if we all kind of rise up and talk about things. So that's how Women Worldwide was born.
All right. So that's a very good story. Sad, but good. So what is another great story or great interview that you've had?
Oh my God.
Oh, someone needs you.
Oh, sorry. I took care of all phones.
Cell phone first and the landline.
Yikes. Yeah, they're always calling. Okay, so one of the most interesting stories was Jennifer Wilkov, who went to prison. I don't know if you saw the episode,
yes,
but she went to prison because it was like she was forced to take a plea deal.
Yes.
She was doing I guess she was a financial advisor. And when push came to shove, some things happening that she was partnered with somebody that they wasn't accurate on their side. And she took the fall.
Oh.
And her story of what she went through and how she went to Rikers Island, which is a really tough prison.
Yes.
And how she had to prepare for that and what she learned, and she came out a lot stronger. But she told one story, I can't remember if it was actually on the show or if it was during what I call the pre-call, But before she went to Rikers Island, she had a sensei who she had been working with for a really long time and with martial arts. And the first thing he said was, do not tell anybody that you know martial arts. And the next thing he said to her was, I guess she had long hair and she had it in a ponytail. And she was in the dojo. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The gym?
Yeah.
And he said, what are you going to do about your hair? And she's like, I don't know. What am I going to do with my hair? He grabbed her by the hair, the ponytail, and pulled her around the gym. And then when he was done dragging her by the hair, he said, what are you going to do about your hair? And she said, I'm going to cut it off. And she did. So that was probably like, I couldn't even believe her story. Amazing. And now, of course, she coaches and she helps women to, kind of make sure that you question things and you have confidence.
Yes.
Speak up. It's all about,
yes.
I think she even has a conference called Speak Up, like Women Speak Up.
It reminds me, I don't know if you saw this late last week, there's a woman who is just coming out of prison, and during her, I think she's in Indiana State Prison. I can't remember her name. I'll have to look it up. But during her time in prison, and I think it's been 20 years, she became one of the best researchers on historical facts with the state. And because of that, she finished her bachelor's degree, got a master's degree, and started working on her PhD, and has been she was invited to apply to Harvard, NYU, and somewhere else to finish her PhD when she's out of prison. Like,
amazing.
It's amazing. Amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll have to look it up and put it in the show notes. But those are the kind of stories I feel like you...
That is an amazing story. That's somebody who I would love to speak to.
I'll find it for you. I just saw it the other day.
I mean, I'm just constantly amazed so even though I wanted to provide a voice and a platform for all these women, selfishly, I am learning.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
Much. Like, talk about being a forever student. Sometimes I'm just taking notes and I'm going to do this tonight and this, and these are my goals. Brilliant. Every single woman, every single episode. You were on the show. We learned from you. We learned from everyone. People have a different take, a perspective. Yep, sure. I think, no matter, you could skip some episodes, you could watch them all, or listen to them all, you're going to walk away with something.
So clearly you're all in on digital.
Definitely.
You do live streaming, Facebook live streaming.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Twitter now. Actually, the NASDAQ stuff is Twitter Live.
Is it?
Yes.
Look at you. Fancy. You're all in. So you've got that. You've got the LinkedIn courses. You have the podcast. You're doing live podcasting next month.
Yes. So for the first time, Working Mother Media has asked me to come on site at their Work and Beyond Summit. So I'm going to do live podcasting for them, which I'm really excited about. And I've done it before with sponsors, more College of Art and Design. So I've done live podcasting there too. So
what will you do? Is it just like live interviews as you go throughout the day?
Yeah. So they're going to line up speakers and special guests.
Wow.
I know.
I know you get to just sit there and ask them questions. That's amazing.
Yes. Isn't that great?
Yes.
Sometimes I don't even feel like I'm working.
That's awesome.
Honestly, that's
amazing.
Maybe after 30 years, like, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is good. There were a lot of roll up your sleeves and dive in and work, owning an agency.
Yes.
I've done all that, and it was all fun and crazy and great. Now I'm just like, wow, this is work.
That's amazing.
It feels good.
So how many days do you do that?
So I'm only doing it. It's a 2-day event, and they said that they have all of their guests that they want me to interview on the second day.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's just going to be all condensed. It's going to be a 4-part series, And if that works out, we'll see what happens moving forward.
So will you run it on Women Worldwide, or is it separate? Oh, you will. That's great.
Yeah. So I'll run it through.
Like double it up. That's awesome. Repurposing content. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yes. So
that's amazing.
It's really good. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Awesome. All right. Well, now we are ready for our speed round.
Ooh.
The goal is for you to answer with the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Everybody feels like they have to give explanation on their answer. You don't need to give explanation on your answer.
Sounds like my book.
All right. Favorite blog?
Mine. No.
Perfect. Favorite podcast?
Yours. You say whatever comes to mind.
What book changed your life?
Oh, okay. So there's two that I'm thinking of. The Miracle Morning, and the one I'm reading right now is really, really good. The Power of Habit.
Oh, Laura on my team cannot say enough good about that.
Yeah, it's really good because it makes you step back and think about all the things that just kind of are in motion and how you do them over and over and over again. And it might not be the best way for you to do it. And that cue, there's a routine and then there's a reward. And if you want to change that, there's steps that you can take. All right. And there's some really interesting case studies in the book too.
All right. I'm going to read it. Power of Habit. Coffee or tea?
Both. 1 cup of coffee in the morning and then tea, herbal tea for the rest of the day.
Wine or beer?
Wine.
That's why I love you. What was your last vacation?
Rhode Island.
Oh,
and I miss it. I miss it so much. My parents left there. They moved to Princeton, and going to visit them in Princeton is not a vacation.
No, it's not. It is not. I agree.
No. I could say Santa Barbara when I was out there for LinkedIn.
That's
that
not
was
a vacation.
No, I was working.
That's working.
So Rhode Island, I miss it.
Favorite snack?
Vegan cheesecake.
Oh, I just saw Megan make like some sort of blueberry or something.
Yeah, the picture didn't even do it justice. It's a blueberry lemon vegan cheesecake.
And it was good?
It was delicious.
Huh.
I'm going to have another huge piece tonight and every night until that baby's gone. And my husband's traveling.
Vegan. How bad can it be?
I know, exactly. Exactly. It's made with coconut milk and cashews.
Yeah, see, it has to be good for you. I feel
it's
like
really, really yummy.
My 4-year-old told me that I'm a sad vegetarian. And I said, what's a sad vegetarian? And she said, a vegetarian that doesn't like bacon.
Oh, she's so cute.
I feel like you're missing the point of vegetarian.
But leave it to her. She's speaking her mind at 4.
Very sad.
Good.
Very sad.
Oh,
so maybe we'll try the vegan cheesecake for her. See how she does with that.
Oh, she would love that. Yeah.
What is the best meal you've ever had?
Bouillabaisse.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad would make that. He hasn't made it in a really long time. So he's 89. He's not cooking.
Still make it.
I should make him make it. But I remember many special occasions, New Year's Eve, bouillabaisse, being in Rhode Island for birthdays.
Sure, yeah.
Really, really nice. This is also a man for, I think like my birthdays, he would always say, what do you want me to make? And I'd say, make Chinese food. And he'd say, okay. And then it would be like a 5-course meal with Peking duck.
What? Really?
Yeah. This is before I became vegetarian.
Yeah. Myself. You don't eat duck anymore. Or bacon.
Right. Yes. Correct.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Netflix. House of Cards. Oh my gosh. And before House of Cards, it was Mad Men.
Mad Men's great too.
Netflix. To tell you the truth, I've been missing out.
You have been missing out.
Like, where have I been? Under a rock?
Apparently.
I have a lot. I have a lot of catching up to do.
There's this thing called streaming television.
Yes, exactly. Yes, and
I'm gonna have to give you a list.
Writing and things like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, geez, writing books, whatever. So speaking of, do you prefer to write with a pen and paper or on your laptop?
Evernote.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's how
I can't get into it. Please tell me why. Please tell me.
I don't know. It's just a brain dump for me. Sometimes my mind is going in all these different directions. And I know that if I try to put my pen, I like to take notes. I do. But when it's a brain dump, I need to talk into my phone. And
so you talk into your phone and then
Yeah.
does it digitize it?
Yeah. So Evernote has the voice command and you can just talk into it. And then I sync it to my laptop, or I can even just look at it on my phone. It's all digitized. I can make changes, but mostly on my laptop. And then it becomes a chapter. It becomes a script for my videos. It becomes a blog post. That's where it starts.
All right. I'm just going
try
to
it. Just try the
power of habits. I'm just going to make it a habit.
Yeah. The power of habit. There you go.
Well, my last question was, what's your latest binge? But we already know House of Cards.
Yes. Loving it. Last season. Are there going to be more seasons of that? Like, is it over?
I think so. No, I don't think so. I think there's more.
Okay, good, because I'll start shaking if you said no.
We have Claire Underwood as president. So I think.
Awesome.
So I think it's been redone or renewed. Me and my words today. Whew. All right. What's next for you besides the live podcasting in the book? What's 2018?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think you're just going to see a lot more of the podcasting, hopefully on site, which is really exciting. Much more live streaming. Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed there. And I'm going to keep working with my wonderful clients that I love and teaching and doing all the things that just keep me feeling like I'm helping and growing.
That's great. When did I get to see you next?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, we've been sort of like trying.
You left content marketing world and I arrived.
I know. So you have to let me know when you're in New York so I can make stuff happen.
Here.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So we'll just work on that.
Well, thank you for being here. We love you.
My pleasure. Thank you. And I love you and the Spin Sucks community, everybody.
The Spin Sucks crazies, as I call them.
Oh, and I love the fact that PR Stud Chat and Spin Sucks.
Oh, yeah. Launches this week. Well, by the time this runs, it will be last week, but
so excited. I think it's great. So thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime.